Hi everyone, I am back one more time. If you did not see my previous video, I had a rapture dream. It was April of 2023, and my last video was just me talking about the dream and like what it meant to me and just kind of relating it to today. Just a quick recap of the dream. There was an olive branch. It like touched me. I was raptured. When I was raptured, I was somewhere else for just like a quick moment before I came back to my body. And when I was gone, I was someplace different, but it felt familiar. For some reason in my dream, I thought maybe it was Africa. Really strange, but I saw a table with like a cup of coffee and a map on it. I'm pretty sure. It was kind of hazy, but I'm pretty positive like that's what it was. Anyway, so what I generally took from the dream was nothing like prophetic about the rapture, really, just the fact that, you know, if it were to happen, I would be a part of it. Just kind of, I mostly got like, you know, like, hey, filled with the Holy Spirit now kind of thing, and just like my personal like messages from the dream. Not that the rapture was like about to happen or anything like that. But then within like this past month, after like Joshua's videos came out and everything, like I feel like I've been consumed with this a little bit. And I know a lot of you guys probably feel like that too. So some things that like really just kind of struck me recently, like before the September 23rd, 24th dates got to us. I was watching Joshua on the Scent Twins. I think it was his third time on there, maybe. It was like the last time he was on there before the 23rd. And he was saying how they were going to do the live on the 23rd with like he and Medic Christ and some other people. And he made this total random comment about how that morning he hopes to just like get up and enjoy his cup of coffee. And I just was like, oh my gosh, there it is. That's my cup of coffee in Africa. Like, and then like a day or two later, I was on YouTube and I saw something that Medic for Christ had posted, and it was about a dream that I guess he had like years ago or something. I've never seen like the original video, I guess, that he did about the dream, but he said there was a map on a table in the dream. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's my map. So to me, I felt like, you know, maybe I'm just pulling this out of thin air, but I felt like the dream that I had left breadcrumbs to connect me to them in a way. So, you know, I was kind of, you know, I don't want to say all in, but I mean, like I was all in, but I wasn't like, it has to happen this day, but I was very watchful. I am still very watchful. I'm always watchful. Always waking up with hope every morning, you know? I love today, but it would also be a cool day to see Jesus, right? Why not? So anyway, I made a few notes. So I had that go on. Also, before all of that though, like maybe 3 weeks ago when everyone's confirmation videos were coming out, I asked for a confirmation. And I made mine really, I want to say kind of difficult and specific, because I'm not gonna really like take seeing license plates or like something of a certain color, anything that like there's a pretty normal chance that I might see it, like I'm gonna be too questionable. So I asked for a really kind of specific confirmation, and I prayed on it. Like I didn't tell anyone. I didn't I did not specifically tell anyone what I asked for. But in a nutshell, it was that my husband would get a dream, like a dream vision, some sort of experience, probably a dream, and that it would be like, I don't know, an angel, Jesus, God, or maybe his father. His father passed away a year ago. And, just kind of talking to him, like, about these things. I wasn't, like, specific on what, had to happen in the dream, but something that would be special and significant to him that would tie into, all the seeds that I'm always planting everywhere. And, that or just a rapture confirmation. But anyway, so I asked for him to receive something like that as, part one. And part two was that he had to actually tell me about it. So anyway, September 23rd gets here, and I'm like, I still don't have my confirmation. And I was like, I still have faith. Like, maybe Jesus just wants me to have faith without a confirmation, and that's okay. Like, I don't have to have a confirmation. It'd be cool to, but I can still have faith that it might happen, and it's going to happen eventually. So I was okay. Well, the 23rd, as we all know, came, and the 24th, and went, and now everyone's talking about October 6th and 7th. Maybe that's a thing. It'd be cool if it was. I'm not setting dates or anything. I date watch. I always watch, but there are some dates when I'm like extra watchful, and that's okay. We're a Watchman community, right? Well, anyway, last night I got my confirmation. So yeah, my husband we were talking on the phone, to someone, and he just all of a sudden was like, oh my gosh, I had this dream. He's like, I forgot about this. I had this dream like several days ago, maybe like a week ago or a little less. And like, I was like, I don't know where they were, if they were in heaven or if they were like here on earth, but he was sitting with his dad, and they were having a conversation about all types of supernatural and like heavenly related things. And yeah, and he just kind of mentioned that, like, and I looked at him just stunned. I was like, what? Like, you have to tell me more about this, and then I'll tell you why. And so after he got off the phone, like, he told me, like, he didn't really remember, like, the whole conversation or anything, but there were, like, two specific things he remembered, and he, like, told them to me, and I was like, I asked for that for you. I was like, I prayed for that for you. I said, I prayed for that for, like, almost the past month, like, almost daily, for you to have that. And if you had that and you told me before, okay, maybe I forgot to say this earlier when I was asking for my confirmation. If the rapture was supposed to happen on our September 23rd, 24th, that has now passed, I asked God, give him that before those dates. He had to tell me before those dates for me to believe that it was, like, have full confirmation, my own personal full confirmation that it was going to happen on those dates. But when I originally asked God for this and prayed for it, I said, but if it's going to be after those dates, I don't care if it's a day after, a few weeks after, a couple months after, a year after, I don't know, just whenever. If it's going to be after those dates, I pray that you still do this confirmation for him and for me before it's going to happen. Like, it's okay if it passes the 23rd and 24th, but whenever you do get ready, like, if it would be okay, like, I would really, love this confirmation, like, before it's going to happen. And I got the confirmation last night, y'all. So, I'm not date setting, but I am just a little more excited and watchful than, I usually might be on just a random day. And that was really cool for me and super special. Oh, sorry, my battery's low. Anyway, so I just wanted to share all of that with you. And I also just wanted to say, when Jesus came the first time, he was upset that it was like the Pharisees, right? They had read all the signs, but weren't paying attention. And they did not see the signs and did not realize it was him, that he was the Messiah. And we don't want that to happen this time, y'all. let's be ready. Let's be watching. Let's have faith that, you know, we know he's coming soon. Like, just be watchful and be excited. And, you know, let's make him happy that, you know, when he does come for us, that like, hey, we've been watching, we were ready, you know? Like, don't be sad this time. Yeah, also, I think that Jesus probably let the whole passing the 23rd and 24th happen for a reason. And I don't want to upset any of like the serious watch group that was, you know, convinced it was going to happen. I'm proud of y'all, Joshua and Headache for Christ, and like y'all's whole group. Like, thank y'all for what you did. You got people on their toes. Like, everybody's watching. I don't think you have to apologize that the date passed. Like, we're all watching, and it's okay to feel like that. I don't think Joshua is deceived. I don't know him, but he seems, oh, hang on. Hi, what's up? I'm making a video. Oh, right. Okay, love you. I'll see you in a second. Sorry. Okay, mom moment, sorry y'all. Okay, I've lost my train of thought. Mom brain, sorry. Oh, anyway, I think he probably really did have this experience, and maybe it is going to be on a different calendar, or not right now, maybe in a little bit. Sorry, she's asking for ice cream. But I think, and if that really was Jesus, no, Jesus is not a liar, like something's going on. But whether he was deceived or not, like he seems like he genuinely had this experience and was trying to do what he thought was right and what Jesus wanted him to do. And, you know, how many people now who are not Christians are hearing about the rapture? Like, it's on everyone's radar, you know? And therefore, like, if it happens or when it does happen, the people who don't go are going to be like, oh my gosh, that's what they were talking about. They were right. This is all real. Like, it's going to help bring them to Christ. And, you know, it's sad. I don't want anyone to be left in the tribulation. That's going to be awful. But if all of this helps bring them to Jesus either before the rapture or after the rapture, helps them to realize, then it was for good, you know? So anyway, yeah, let's just stay on our toes, y'all, and watch out for spiritual warfare, because I feel like I've been getting hit with that a little heavy the past week, and a low battery again. Oh. Anyway, yeah, so just put on the armor of God and try to stay strong and stay calm and stay watchful. All right, well, family, thanks, and I made it through another video. Okay.